Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Glenn and this is Artwave 27. So if you read the title to this video, then you know that I'm going to be talking about something that artists have been talking about for hundreds if not thousands of years, and there's still no clear and concise answer, and I don't think there ever will be one. But what is art? What constitutes art? What do we mean when we say art? What am I when I say that I'm an artist? What do I produce? The interesting thing about being an artist, and it's something that I noticed early on in my art career or obsession, is that dawned on me one day that I don't actually create anything that has any real useful purpose. And before you argue with me, what I mean is it does not provide any survival needs for humans. I mean, if you go watch a video about surviving in the wild, the first thing that the guy is not going to tell you is go get a pencil and paper and draw a really pretty picture. So art does not aid in our survival in any way at all. It doesn't do anything in that way. So I know that it has psychological reasons and things that people need that makes them feel good or whatever. Whether you're creating the artwork, which is releasing something inside of you, or whether you're admiring the artwork, which is satisfying something inside of you. Art does have a purpose on those levels, but I'm saying that it has no purpose when it comes to surviving. Another thing about art is that humans are the only living creatures on the planet that produce art. And yes, I'm aware that there are chimps who paint pictures and elephants who paint pictures. Those are learned behaviors that humans taught them how to do. Just like teaching a chimp how to wear pants and an elephant to stand on its head. I mean, that's not something that they would just normally do. And those are just learned behaviors that a human being helped them with. On their own, they wouldn't have sat there and painted a picture because to me, art is an intentional thing that you do on purpose because it's something inside you pushes you or drives you to the point of creating something that people would call art. Animals don't have that. They don't have that inner need to create something that looks like art for the sake of making it art. Animals do lots of stuff that's very artistic. There are creatures who crawl around in the sand and make great patterns in the sand. There's creatures that create shells that are beautiful on their backs, or birds that have like plumage that's just absolutely stunningly beautiful for various reasons. Most of them are for mating in the bird's case. There are birds who fly in the sky, and it's extremely gratifying and satisfying to watch them because it's very graceful and beautiful. And if you videotape it and watch it, it's very artistic even, but they aren't producing it with the intention of making art. So animals don't make art. And so we are the only ones that do it on the planet. And so it's kind of interesting. I'm assuming that it's a byproduct of self-awareness and intelligence on some level or another. The earliest evidence of humans creating art, it was in cave paintings from about 65,000 years ago. And those are hand stencils, which turned into other things like drawings of animals that they seen or hunts that they were on. We don't know exactly what the purpose of those artistic endeavors were. It may or may not have been for the sake of art or the sake of decoration. It may have been some sort of possible religious purpose and or magical purpose on their part, thinking that if they draw a picture of a mammoth that will help them in their next mammoth hunt. Who knows? I don't know about I'm not sure how that plays out. And in that case, I guess it goes back against my original statement of that art has no survival need, because if they believed that drawing a picture of a mammoth was going to get them a mammoth, then it did have a survival need, didn't it? That's the wonderful thing about art. It constantly alters its path when you think you've got it pinned down. Anyway, man started making art 64,000 years ago, as near as we can tell. And it slowly grew. And it's interesting too. It almost seems like it cropped up universally over the whole planet, like it was a simultaneous thing that humans on one side of the world started doing it, and humans on the other side of the world just started doing it. It was like just sort of a simultaneous thing. And then they started drawing in the caves. Then later on, in Mesopotamia, there's bias reliefs on the temple walls. Again, possibly some sort of religious significance to them. For early man, until actually fairly recently, as far as the time clock of the world goes, most art probably had some sort of religious significance and or magical significance to them, that it would do something for them in some way above and beyond just being pretty. And I've thought about this all my life. I have considered myself an artist since I was about 6 years old, and I'm almost 10 times that age now. So I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I've read about it a lot and studied a lot, and I still, when I was thinking about the voiceover for this video, knew I wanted to talk about what is art. I've been thinking about this for 6 months, thinking I don't know exactly what I'm going to say. And I went over it and over it and over it, and it's like, okay, there's so many things to say, there's so many things not to say. So I'm going to come back to this subject numerous times, so you could call this, part 1 of a series or something like that, I suppose. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you next time. Bye.